Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 2025, or the month of, obviously. You have this card. It says take time to breathe out. You also have this card. It says emotions are running high. So definitely a good time to keep an eye on your emotions. It is an emotional time, and it has been. That will probably continue because we'll still have Neptune and Pisces. We have Venus will eventually go retrograde back into Pisces. Really March 1st. So definitely it could be kind of churning up your emotions. This doesn't have to be a bad thing though. Although you do have the Nine of Swords. You have the Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Page of Pentacles. I really feel this is something you have to get out of here, Taurus. The first row is what I'm feeling with that Nine of Swords. And, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I do feel that this could be, an opportunity, it's like you have to push yourself through something here. And I really don't have a good way to explain it if you can't tell. But what I would say is it's like sometimes I think that we really do know what we need to do to improve our situation. But at the same time, maybe we resist doing it, right? So it's maybe that if you put in an extra 2 hours of work every day into your project or into a business idea or something like that, maybe that's what's needed to make it successful. But it's almost like you're not doing it. And I'm not calling you out here. Trust me, I've been there many times in my life where it's I know what to do, I just don't do it. So, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting off of the Nine of Swords. But I would definitely encourage you to do it, whatever it is. Because it looks to me like you could easily be breaking out of something that has been holding you back. Nine of Swords is a round situation. So whatever the situation is that the reading is talking about is something that has been repeating in your life, or it's a similar story, which now that I say that, I feel like I say that to you in every single reading. I mean, maybe not everyone, but you've definitely had this message before of needing to look at your story, needing to look at the part of the story where you keep living the same thing. And that's the part of the story you need to change, right? You show up here, which is actually really good because whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So the Hierophant is Taurus. And this says that you're showing up in a strong position, and it kind of says only you can only you can prevent forest fires, right? Taurus, only you can be the one that makes this change. And so I feel that the Hierophant here should be more of an empowering energy for you to get out of this round situation. And again, the Nine of Swords is going to be different for all of you. It could be something bad, or it could be something that's more of an annoyance in your life. It doesn't, again, I always say tarot is just loose guidance at best. So the Nine of Swords doesn't have to be something that's terrible in your life. It could be that maybe there's just a minor improvement you want to make or something like that. You have the Page of Pentacles, so definitely learning. I actually like the Tower in your reading because we go up from the Page of Pentacles to the Tower. The Tower can be a light bulb moment, or it can be a sudden realization. And the Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. The Hierophant is the card of the teacher. So it seems to me like the Tower could be talking about information or some news that enters into your life that helps you kind of break out of the Nine of Swords energy. And, that's really what I'm feeling there. But we're going to clarify this and we'll see. With the Nine of Swords, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords is knowledge and wisdom, and I feel it's kind of saying that you have the knowledge and wisdom necessary to break out of that Nine of Swords, but you have to do it. I think that a lot of you, it's you have to look at doubt in your life or wherever you are doubting yourself, and then you have to prove yourself wrong. That's what this reading is. It just popped into my head. I feel like this reading is saying you need to prove yourself wrong, especially in those areas of your life where you are doubting yourself. With the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Swords. A lot of rushing energy I've noticed this month of March. So whenever something like a collective energy comes up, I always mention it because it's important to pay attention to. So I would definitely say no rushing anything this month. Take your time. We do have 2 retrogrades. Venus retrograde going retrograde at the beginning of the month. Then we have Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month. So definitely not a time to rush. You're definitely a good time to take your time through things. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, work is also maybe the answer for you here, Taurus. And again, you could be working on yourself, on a business, on your love life. It could be anything. But Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent work. And the Eight of Pentacles represents material success on the horizon. So it's good for work because it says you will be getting a result for the work that you're doing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card. It says angels are watching. It says there's nothing to worry about. There you go. It says angels are watching over you. You have the sun card. It says the sun is coming to shine its light to what's been kept hidden to reveal the truth. That could be the tower as well, even though it's coming up in the next row. I always say I think the tower gets a bad rap. Really, it's not a bad card, and it can reveal the truth. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but there definitely could be some sort of truth coming out. You have the Hangman, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. The Hangman is about hanging in hangman mode to get answers. He sacrifices the use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment. He's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom, and we see a ton of knowledge in this reading. I mean, King of Swords, Hierophant, the Page of Pentacles even can represent learning. But the Hangman kind of says that now it's time for you to move forward. Like, you've learned as much as you can, and now it's time to take action on what you have learned. You have the King of Cups. King of Cups would be your emotions. We have that emotions are running high card. The King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the deep ocean, and the whole point of the King of Cups is that he has explored his emotions to a very deep level. So he understands how he feels about the things that have happened in his life, or he understands his emotional states, and so he's sitting in choppy waters, but he is perfectly fine. His face, he doesn't look worried or anything like that, and it's because he has explored his emotions. So emotional exploration could be a good idea for you. I would say exploration in general could be a good idea for you. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about, really what I feel it is for you. This is not necessarily like traditional tarot, but, more intuitively, I feel for you, Taurus, that this is going to be about accepting spontaneous opportunities. I feel that there could be just like random opportunities that pop up for you, like random, chances to go do something or to take advantage of, an opportunity that's being presented to you at work. But these opportunities could be very random, and they could also be short term, is what I'm getting as well. One thing I will say before we get to the tower is it's like popping into my head is like very choppy energy, where it's like start stop type a vibe going on here, and so there might be like little opportunities for you. It's almost like you're testing something out, like maybe you have an idea and you get an opportunity to go test that idea out, but there is a start and a stop, and it's like you're not doing it forever. But I feel like it's almost like the universe is trying to get you to just experience something, or multiple things, and I would embrace those experiences as well. With the Hangman, you have the Queen of Wands, which you have twice here. We go Queen of Wands down to the Queen of Wands. We are in a time where, if we want something, we really do have to be bold and assertive, and we really have to go for it. It's like gone are the days where we can, where we can just dip our toes in the water. And I realize that I'm contradicting myself here by saying that the choppy energy I'm getting on that Knight of Wands. But there's one big difference. Is again, I feel the Knight of Wands is like something specific that the universe is trying to get you to do. It's like trying to get you to try things, right? But then when you find something that you want to commit to, I feel like that Queen of Wands is saying commit and really go, dive in head first. With the King of Cups, you have the Six of Cups. This could be love. And, that choppy energy could be dating as well, right? And so some of you might be, if you want love, you could be being asked to go on a date, or being asked to go try dating or something along those lines. The Six of Cups I always look at as a gift from the universe as well. Usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning like before we get the Six of Cups, we're maybe bumping up against obstacles, and then when we get the Six of Cups, we are overcoming those obstacles. With the and one more thing, you have the Justice card. I'm just going to put it down real quick, but one thing that's standing out to me here as well in the Six of Cups is that, I always say it's like she has like this oven mitt on her hands. And again, this is not accurate tarot, but I kind of feel like she's holding something with gloves on. It's almost like this is saying, you need to not try to protect yourself too much if you're like trying new things. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect and justice. A lot of people have had the justice card as well this month, which is interesting. So, there could be like a sense of justice, or, people could be feeling like they're receiving justice for things that happened in the past. It feels good, like not a bad thing at all. So I do feel this is a good thing. Next, you have this purification card and this relaxation card. Yep, purification makes sense with the Tower. So a lot of you could be kind of, and again, it says relaxation, so I wouldn't even worry about the Tower. I feel like some of you are going to have time to relax. This is the area of messages from your future self, if I didn't say that. And the Tower is about coming down to reality. The Tower, in a way, is kind of like a card of purification. They have been ignoring reality for too long by building up that Tower. And now they are kind of like being purified. They're being brought down to reality. So a lot of you, this could be like a wake-up call, or, you facing reality. Again, I feel this resistance to face reality with that Nine of Swords. Like I said, it's almost like the feeling of it's like knowing what to do, but also not wanting to do it at the same time. So that would be like the one challenge that you could be facing this month is it's like you know what to do, but also, getting motivated to do it could be a little bit of a challenge. We'll see what comes up. You have the Three of Cups. I feel people could be very helpful at this time, like between now and May. There's a lot of really good energy for people in our lives, and people supporting us, or, people guiding us or giving us answers, or, helping us to create whatever we're trying to create. These three ladies are celebrating this harvest that's going on around them. I feel like I've been saying this to you now. Now, like, I'm getting deja vu as I'm talking about this card. Like, I feel like I've said to you that some of you could be, like, starting a business with family, or you could be working together with family. I feel if you're doing that, that would be awesome. I'm pretty sure I said that to you in, like, your February bonus reading or something like that, somewhere around there. So I feel for a lot of you that, like, working together with people would be a good idea. It could also just be, getting a lot of support socially. So if you need support, or if you're hoping to get support, this could be you getting support from the important people in your life. I would also argue that this, with the Tower, that this could be a great card for just, being around people in general. The people in the Tower are trying to protect themselves from the real world, but, the real world has answers. And the Three of Cups says that, guess what? Like, getting out in the world and meeting new people has a lot of answers for you, so I would get out in the real world. You have the Eight of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve you. It makes sense with the Tower, the purification card. Those Eight Cups do provide him with something. Again, I always say Eight of Cups is really kind of like a risk, because he is walking away from something that does provide him with something. It's just not good enough, and it just doesn't fulfill him. So we don't actually know what he is walking towards, but he could be walking towards the Nine of Cups. He could be going on this journey through darkness to find fulfillment. He just knows that these Eight Cups aren't right, so he's not willing to settle for something that isn't right. And I do feel that energy for you of like, that's saying don't settle. With the Tower, you have the Strength card. Could be a Tower that causes you to become stronger. The Strength card is all about your inner voice. This lion with its tail between its legs is submitting to this lady, and it represents her like inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, and she is the one that is in charge of all those things. And so again, I think that you overcoming that part of yourself that tells you can't do something, or that something's too much work, or the whole knowing what to do but not doing it thing, that is strength. And I feel that's what will kind of help you break out of this energy. Again, I don't really feel bad about it. I just think that your life could be better. And so kind of like improving this will lead to improvements. With the Three of Cups, you have the King of Wands. Could be love coming in for some of you. You have the King and Queen of Wands. The King and Queen of Wands, of course, are divine counterparts. So if you are looking for love, or if you're hoping for a new connection, this could be a very strong, like, fiery connection that's coming in for you. The Wands cards all kind of represent confidence, and needing to be confident, needing to really put in the work to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So I feel that the King of Wands is saying it would be a great time for you to manifest or for you to put in the confidence. Look at this. You have all four. You have, with the Eight of Cups, you have the Page of Wands, so you have all the Wands court cards showing up here. Embracing that confidence is a really good idea. The thing with the Page of Wands is that he doesn't have a good reason for going on an adventure that he's about to go on. The only reason he is doing something is because he feels excited and enthusiastic about the adventure, but there's no proof that what he's going to do is going to work. Like maybe the other court cards, right, in the tarot, it's like when they start a journey, they might have very, like with the Pentacles cards, right, they might have very practical reasons for why they're going on their adventure. They can like break it down. Same thing with the Swords cards. They might have like a very logical reasoning for like why they are doing something. But it's like the Page of Wands, he kind of just says like, oh, this is an interesting idea, this business idea, or this person that I want to date, they look interesting, but there's no real like reason for the adventure. And that's what we have to overcome with the Wands card sometimes, I think, right? Especially the Queen of Wands as well. The Queen of Wands is also doing kind of the same thing. She has this sunflower here, and her only reason for going on her journey is because the sun is telling her to go on that journey. She feels excited about it, or she feels that something will bring her joy, but she might not necessarily be able to explain it. The reason I'm going on and on and on about this is because, again, you might have an idea that you can't really explain, but you want to do. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this influencer card. It says you have just the right combination of qualities to connect with an audience. Three of Cups, inspire change and create positive impact. You have this walk away card. You're clearly walking away from something. It says what you're doing now isn't working for you, but are you willing to walk away to make room for something better? That is also really what this reading is about, is kind of like it's like you are making room for something so much better. And maybe that's it. It could just be that simple, right? You have the Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak or sadness, but coming up in the good stuff, it would say that you are healing from heartbreak and sadness. So a lot of you could be just going through a healing. The trick with the Three of Swords is to forgive the past. So it is a great time for forgiveness just in general. So anything, this doesn't even have to be love. It could be anyone that you're forgiving. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles and the good stuff is definitely progress. So I feel that you are making progress at this time, which is great. I feel that a lot of you could finally be taking those like first steps towards whatever you're trying to accomplish, and that's also great. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands in the good stuff is like developing confidence. And, that seems to be something that is needed in this reading, is like the development of your confidence, or your inner voice that tells you can do things, or even when you don't think you can do something, you try it anyway, right? With the Queen of Wands. And I think that would be an awesome idea with this card as well. And so I think that you're doing all those things, which is great here, Taurus. But let's see what comes up. With the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like you've learned how to protect yourself. Again, Seven of Wands is a card of boundaries. Seven of Wands is a card of drawing a line in the sand. So if you are allowing someone into your life this month, or even in the future, after this month, I would make sure that you're putting up appropriate boundaries. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords in the good stuff is like finally making a decision. So if you've been having a hard time, knowing what direction to move in your life, or if you've been having a hard time making a choice or a decision, it's almost like you are finally making a choice or decision. And yeah, I feel really good about that. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Emperor here. So this would be you bossing up. And a lot of you could finally be bossing up with that Emperor energy and decide, kind of like taking control of something. The Emperor is ready to go at a moment's notice. I always say he has his armor on underneath his cloak, and he's sitting on his throne. Sorry, that was not reverse. And the armor on, he's sitting down, but, he has his armor on, so he's ready to go whenever something presents itself. You have this Pisces card that says vision on it, and, having a very clear vision on what you want and where you're going is going to be important. So I would make sure that you have a clear vision. You have this discrimination card. This is a card of being able to tell the difference between something that's right or wrong for you. And so the Eight of Cups, right? Eight of Cups, he's walking away from things that no longer serves him. And that seems to be a big theme in this reading, plain and simple. You have this appreciation card. This is a card of gratitude and practicing gratitude to attract abundance. So gratitude would be a good idea for you. There's this cornucopia right here, which represents abundance. Next, you have this seduction card. All the Wands cards, very seductive energy. I mean, the Queen of Wands is my card of seduction. So, clearly there could be a person coming in for you that you're very attracted to, or, vice versa. It could be a person who's very attracted to you. I mean, I think there will be mutual attraction, obviously, with the King and Queen of Wands, but, they could be approaching you, whatever, and that would be good for love. And finally, you have this influence card. Yeah, if you are attracting love, I would be careful of like third parties getting involved. Everybody gets this like last year and this year, that you might want to keep things kind of like under wraps until you get going with a person, just so like a third party doesn't ruin it. But overall, really good. I think you're making space for something better is what we're gonna say here. But this looks really good, Taurus. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.